Let me guess, your day looks like this. You wake up just before your work starts, eat your shit cereal with estrogenic and a natural milk. Then you go to school, university or work. You spend their house for most of the day. Then you come back home tired and hungry, with no desire to work additional hours, but now for your own dreams. So you just don't give a fuck, scroll social media for hours, do some useless stuff, and it's already time to go to bed. And this scenario repeats every day, which makes you feel that you don't have any free time. But the problem isn't you, it's you who cannot manage time. In this video we'll discuss 5 simple but most effective steps to boost your productivity. The first step that will make you productive is creating a timetable of tasks in advance. The best time to do this is night before. Your plan should be strict as fuck. You write down every task you have to complete, the exact time you wake up, and the deadlines, when other duties must be completed. The key word here is deadline. You set an exact time by which the task must be executed. In my own experience, I found that setting deadlines instead of the time when I must get into another task makes me work harder. Maybe it's a subconscious belief and varies from person to person, so you have to try both. One day you set deadlines, another the time when you must start the task. By doing this, you create a vision of how your ideal day has to look like. And even if you follow that for 50%, that would already be an achievement, because you are in halfway to your ideal day. Second thing I would like to talk about is waking up fairly early, at least 6 AM. The earlier the better. The reason why so early is because everyone is asleep. There is no one to distract you. All those motherfuckers who text you, send you reels on Instagram, who make you less productive are sleeping. Thus you can devote all your attention and time to most important task of the day, which we'll talk about later in detail. You might say that you can't wake up early because you're a night owl. Therefore it's better for you to stay up late. That's all bullshit that we're convinced of. You can't wake up early in the morning because your natural clock is fucked up. You are used to getting to and out of your bed late. Therefore you feel that you can't focus in early mornings. Furthermore, in late nights after work, when your brain is exhausted, you will feel like watching some TV series, entertainment content on YouTube, or any other useless stuff, but only except important work for a few hours. Because you have subconscious belief that the work you have done for 8 hours in office will one day lead you to prosperity and wealth. Therefore, there isn't any point doing the extra work because your salary is guaranteed. But your monkey brain doesn't realize that this one extra hour of work on improving or acquiring a new skill will make you 1,000 times more money than the 8-hour workday. However, at 5-6 AM when you are fresh and inspired, it's less likely to indulge in some useless content or desires for instant gratification. All you got to do is to follow the plan you made yesterday. It's gonna be hard to complete all the tasks, but making 50-60% is already good and better than majority of people. The third thing that will make a huge contribution into your productivity is focus. Before we get to the next step, we must learn about 2 types of focus and how they work. These are micro and macro focus. Micro focus is about not getting distracted while doing your everyday tasks. For example, me not getting distracted while recording and editing this video is micro focus. Or you while watching this video and not scrolling down to comments and recommended videos. Micro focus is insanely important in productivity because 90% of people lack this, including you and me. When you are able to devote all your attention to one task for 1 hour without getting distracted, you will make more progress than any guy working for 5 hours, but constantly picking up his phone, scrolling social media, and repeating this every 10 minutes for entire 5 hours. The reason why is because after 20-25 minutes of deep and concentrated work, your brain gets into the flow state, where it receives no useless and silly thoughts about the cringy events or the videos which your friends have sent you. It forgets about all of them. In 30 minutes of flow state, you will be able to do as much work as in 3 hours with constant distractions. This is what being effective and productive means. The second type is macro focus. It's applied to concentrate on long-term goals. Through the year, you stay dedicated to the big goals you have set without changing them. It could be achieving financial freedom, freedom of time, or anything else. Anything material like a Ferrari, 20 grand a month, 100k subs on social media. Macro focus keeps you going the right path, in direction where you want to be in life. By getting actually good at macro and micro focus, you will easily become a millionaire. I suck at both of them, to be honest. Therefore, I'm improving and getting better. To improve your micro focus, just every day before you sleep, ask yourself, what distracted me from the task I was doing, and how do I stop that from happening tomorrow? So when we know how macro and micro focus works, we can get to the next step. Advice number 4 to get more productive is the 80-20 principle. This is the greatest tool to take your time management under control. You basically stop doing the things. Yes, you stop doing the things. Now, what are the things you stop doing? So the easiest way to determine that is to set priorities by using the 80-20 rule. So what this rule basically says is that 80% of the outputs are the result of 20% of inputs. And this is how it works. You make a list of 10 things that you have to do each day. 2 of those are going to be more important than the rest 8 combined. You just ask yourself, what are the few things that worth more than the rest of the tasks? Which completed task would make me satisfied with the work I have done at the end of the day? After determining the most important thing, you do it as soon as possible you wake up and use micro-focus that we have learned about. You put in all your attention and effort into this task. If you find yourself doing the small things before the main one, you will realize that those tiny tasks multiply very quickly. And at the end of the day, you will end up doing the 80% of work that results only in 20% of output. Just imagine the biggest task is the frog. You eat that frog as soon as you wake up, and throughout the day you will know that you have done the most difficult and the worst thing possible. Thus the rest of the day you wouldn't stress much. The summary of this law could be said as do the hardest, ugliest, the biggest task first, because it will bring the greatest impact into your day, and keep on doing it until it's done. If you can develop the habit of doing that, you will double your productivity. In 1 year, guess how much progress you will make compared to other guys who put off the hardest task again and again and focus on useless stuff that makes them feel productive, literally for 100 times. Just make it a habit. The last productivity tool is called Parkinson's Law. Imagine an average workday. It's usually 8 hours. But how does humanity has come to the decision that we need exactly 8 hours to complete the work? Are you actually productive for those 8 hours? Or you just fill the time with some useless stuff? In majority of cases, yes. If we had 15-hour workday, we would find the thing to fill it with. However, do you remember when you had an emergency and needed to suddenly leave the work in 2 hours? You would somehow make it. So Parkinson's Law dictates that work will take as much as you devote for it. You can easily finish up the work that takes 10 hours from others in just 3 if you set a strict deadline and apply micro focus. Imagine a situation from freelance. You are a video editor and have 1 week for completing the big project that can take you even more than a week. But due to unexpected circumstances, you lose 4 days, and thus you are left with 3 days to complete a week-long project. If you give yourself 3 days to make it, you will make it. The time pressure will force you on execution. If you give yourself a month to complete this project, it will be 30 days of minimal and destructive work. The end lesson to remember is if you don't identify actual important tasks and set aggressive start and end times, the unimportant becomes important. So bear in mind, your minimum must be their maximum.